So, Jim, I've been following the Julian Assange story, and right now, as we're talking, his hearing's been delayed, I think, for another month or something like that over in the
Oh, there's
UK.
going to be he's trying to get an appeal.
He's getting appeal.
That the hearing's happening, but he doesn't have the appeal yet.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So
as we're sitting here talking,
so fill me in. What's the backstory? I know there's a point you want to make about this.
Yeah, I want to skip right to the point. We talk about grace here. This is a show called Gracearchy. I want you to think of grace like the phrase that that Jesus himself uses: "Take up your cross and follow me." And I want to do this. This is heartfelt. I don't want to say anything that anybody else has said. There's a lot of people who've offered some really good commentary in the last several days, and I could add to that because I took a case based on free press all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. I believe that I have something unique and special to offer on that subject. We've talked about that before too in other episodes. I'm not going to belabor that point today. I want to focus in on this: take up your cross and follow. So Daniel Ellsberg of Pentagon Papers fame, he just passed away last summer in 2023. Yeah. He was 92 years old. And John Young of Cryptonome both released all of the same documents that Julian Assange did through WikiLeaks. They put the entire file and record up online, both of them. And then in a take up their cross way, invited the U.S. government to prosecute them. In fact, in John Young's case, and John's still alive, he's also a senior citizen. He actually did it before. He saw what was coming for Julian Assange, and he started backing it all up and putting it up on his site so it would be there. So here's the clear point. And it's really deeply disturbing to me that my country is the one that is acting in this way, that it is the Trump and Biden administrations that decided that they are going to prosecute this man, that they've held him in basically dungeon settings, that he's been first captive in a embassy and then arrested and captive in prison under what is not our less than ideal conditions. He's been isolated for a significant amount of time, and his health is failing. And he's not, my age and his aren't that different. I'm offended that my government is doing this because we have a line in the Constitution that guarantees the right of free press. And you can't challenge a dictator like Putin who's killing prisoners when you are guilty of prosecuting somebody for committing the crime of press, for committing the crime of informing the people in what is supposed to be a democracy of what their government is actually up to and doing behind their back. The reason that they're classifying things because they know if you saw it, you would oppose their policies. You can't criminalize that. And they have done everything they can to destroy this man and to make that possible. And they've been unrelenting in their ability to get him into our country, to extradite him to a country, to charge him for a crime that, by the way, he's not capable of committing. Not only is it the fact that he's the greatest journalist of our generation, but the fact that he is not a United States citizen and his own country opposes what's happening here. This is offensive. And if you think this is a good idea, you need to go examine your own cold little dark heart. I hold up instead John Young and Daniel Ellsberg, who said to the government, come get me too. I'm picking up a cross and I'm willing to follow Julian Assange right into prison. It's not the first time, by the way, that Daniel Ellsberg put himself in this position. He did it famously with the Pentagon Papers, and that time should have settled the issue. I admire the courage of these men to stand up and say this, but here's the bottom line. Your government hasn't prosecuted these men. Let me say that again. Your government hasn't prosecuted these men. You know why? Because they know what Julian Assange did is not a crime either. This is about making a statement. This is about putting somebody up on a cross and making an example of them. That's what this is about. This is about scapegoating.